What is going on, everyone? Welcome to week 2 of the holiday festivities here on DSP Gaming. Today, we have a ton of stuff to talk about on the Level 1 podcast, including a change to the way that goals are working. There is no longer a streak, and we'll talk about that per your feedback. In addition, I've got big updates, including my setup, Stellar Blade, Path of Exile 2, and more. Today's going to be an Indies day per your request, and we've got 6 straight days of streaming goodness ahead of us. This is going to be a great week. I cannot wait. It's time for some fun holiday stuff on today's episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Hello. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is Sunday. It is Sunday, the 8th of December, 2024. By the way, did this screw up again? This frame has been desyncing constantly. And when it does, it changes all the settings. It looks like it may be too bright. Let me adjust it here. Welcome to the show and welcome to the first of a 6-day streaming week, my friends. That is right. I will be here all week long for the fun of streaming with all of you. There is great stuff coming up this week. If you're not aware, we've got brand new games. We've got politics. We've got continuing fun, holiday festivities, and a major change to the way that stuff is working around here per your requests. So, listen, I am a man of the people, okay? I don't just do things the way that I want to do. I do things the way that you want. And I've been taking in all of your feedback, all right, the last several, months, and accounted for it. And now this week, you guys spoke up, and I said, all right, you know what? As of today, we'll change stuff up a bit, and we're going to talk about that today. We have a brand new way that goals are working on streams, and I want to make sure that everyone knows about it, and so I'm going to fully explain it on this stream. Okay, should be good. So anyway, also today, the fact that we're playing indie games is because of your request. People have been saying, why do you always adhere to the AAA games all the time instead of doing variety of content? People want to see more than just big AAA releases. And I said, all right, well, what would you like? And people recommended a whole bunch of games that I bought. And so today we're going to play them. Now, I don't know if we're only going to play one or if we're going to play more than one. Maybe we'll play all 3. I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys. What we'll do is, in just a few minutes, we'll actually put up a poll where you guys will be able to vote on what game you want to see us start with today. And if we start and it's great, we'll stick with it. And if not, and we switch it up, that's also okay. So let's see how it goes. All right. Also, I want to talk about my day off yesterday. And I took a bunch of pictures of my new office setup to show you guys exactly how everything looks now, because, so many changes have happened in the last week, just the last week, getting this whole new setup up and running and reworking the office. Yesterday, I spent about 90 minutes in the office kind of reworking it. I did some wire management. I actually got good stuff working now on the capture and streaming PC. I can video edit again. Yeah, that's right. I can actually do video editing. Not to say that I want to do it all the time because I stream so much, but if and when I need to edit a video, I can, and I actually already have begun so with the highlight clips that I'm making for my DS Politics show over on DSP Reacts. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the last couple of clips that I've put up over there, including the clip where I'm reacting to the Snow White movie trailer, and this morning's highlight where I'm talking about how President Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter, I did some video editing in there, which is the first time I've done that in like 7 years. So I now have that capability because of the big upgrades that I've done to my setup. That's awesome. Now basically the sky's the limit. Like, there's no hardware limitations to anything I'm doing. Now it's just time limitations, honestly, you know. So, great stuff all around going on. It's hard to even figure out where to begin, but I know where I will begin by saying thank you for your support. I want to say Jade this morning re-upped his membership. Thank you, Jade, for re-upping your membership. Thank you to Perry for re-upping your membership here on YouTube. And Perry gifted 5 subs over on Kick. So thank you so much, Perry. Let's get you an animation and let's get that up on the leaderboard. And I think what we will do to begin, since now we have contributions coming in, is talk about the new way that the goals are going to work here on the streams, because I think you guys are going to really like this new system that we came up with together here, okay? So thank you so much, Perry. Let's get that on the leaderboard, and then let's start to talk, okay? All right. So here's the thing. With the previous way that we were doing goals for the streams and rewards and contributions, we had something called the streak. Now, quite frankly, the streak was based on the original idea from many years ago, where I had a streak of the vest streak. For those who don't remember the vest streak, back in 2020, by complete chance and not even planning it, I was doing a marathon where I was reacting to my old content from a decade before, okay? And as I was doing so, people saw me wearing a vest in one of the videos and says, hey, do you still have that? So I went and looked and come to find out I did have it. So I put it on, people loved it, and they said, hey, this is a cool thing, an incentive. What about if you raise a certain amount of contributions on a certain stream, you put the vest on? And it became something that lasted 276 straight streams where we hit my goals and put on this silly vest, okay? After that, the vest remained as part of my content, but it wasn't something that was frequently done. You know, I didn't always hit my goals. So if there was a time when I hit them, okay, I would put the vest on or whatever. But, you know, a bunch of things have changed. For example, this year, you haven't noticed, spruce things up a bit. The setup's a lot better. I'm wearing nicer things. It's like I can't always be tossing a vest on or putting a hat on or putting glasses on or doing these silly, you know, these silly stuff. And I decided to try to phase out that kind of stuff, and I did. However, I did see a resurgence of attention, positivity, and support this year. And because of that, we started getting cumulative streaks where it was like, oh, I'm hitting my goals, I'm hitting my goals. So we started counting again, right? And then over the last couple of months, as this was happening, I said, well, why don't we start doing some rewards based on it, right? And so we did. And some of the rewards that we were doing, for example, was, oh, if we hit an entire week where I hit my goals in a row, we'll do a DSP Tries It episode. Now, this was just a quick idea that I had, but it ended up working out. I mean, we had something like 7+ straight weeks of hitting the goals. It went up to 95 straight streams of hitting my goals. It was absolutely awesome. All right, it was. I mean, it helped a ton. And we did 7 straight episodes of DSP Tries It. And by the way, they all did well. Like, it's funny because people are like, oh, you think that's a reward or whatever? And then if you actually look over on my DSP Reacts channel, okay, you'll notice something. Hold on one second while I just do this as I go over there. Take a look at how well the DSP Tries It episodes did. They're by far the most viewed content that I put out on that channel. And like I said, it started right here with Burger King. Then we had McDonald's. Then we had, what was this? Oh, the Jersey Mike's subs, the Katsu Burger, the Japanese restaurant, the entire Taco Bell Decades menu, a triple smash burger, taste test, and then the Wendy's. So it went really well. People liked the content. They wanted more. So we kept it going, okay? However, let's now be honest about what really happened here, okay? Basically, just exactly what happened back when I had the streak for the vest streak happened again in my content, all right? And what do I mean? What ended up happening was streams became entirely about, are we going to hit the goal? Can we hit the goal? Who's going to contribute to hit the goal? Blah, 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 right? And, you know, I get it. basically what happens is it gets tired. And people get tired of talking about it. And people just are like, I'm here to hang out and enjoy the game and have a good time. Just because I can't drop a giant contribution today, that shouldn't be the end-all, be-all of what we're doing here on stream, right? So, what ended up happening was that some people got turned off. And they were asking me, Phil, can we stop the streak? Can we end this stuff? And I was like, well, I don't want to stop it. Let's let it end, naturally, organically, when it's going to end. And there was a couple times when it was going to end, it was really shitty. For example, if I'm doing a tech setup stream because I need to migrate to my new PC setup, that would suck if that's when the streak ends, because that's not an organic thing that happened. It wasn't that I was playing a game and people were bored of the content. It wasn't even a content stream. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we had a few situations where it was going to end, but it didn't. And then finally it did. Finally, it naturally ended. Excuse me, this last Thursday during a DS Politics stream. Now, even then, some people were upset with me. And they said, Phil, you shouldn't have ended the streak because that was a politics stream and that's your new show and that's a show that's just getting traction. And the fact that you ended the streak on that when everyone's been supporting all of your other content isn't fair. You should have kept it going. And I'm like, yeah, but it ended. I'm not going to lie about it. People were there. They saw we didn't hit the goal. It would be pretty dumb for me to be like, oh, it didn't end when it obviously did. Oh, by the way, then the next day, we also didn't hit the goal on the Marvel Rivals stream. So it was obvious at this point, people were tired of this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just tired of it. So here's what we're doing. We're actually going to redo all the goals and everything. And I think you're going to like what I've come up with. We talked about this on Friday night when I was playing Bloodborne, and we hit the goal. Okay? So I think that's what we're going to do. All right? And let's talk about it. By the way, every single person in the chat who's being dramatic, you have about 5 seconds to stop and to pay attention to the stream and to stop trying to start drama in the chat. Because I swear if I see it continue, I'm just going to start banning people left and right. Because I see right there in the chat, people are actually trying to start drama and stuff. Do you hear any drama or what I'm talking about? If you're here to sit here and talk about drama and try to start problems, then leave right now. I don't even care if we lose the entire viewership. Because I'm not here for drama, and you know that. You know that's not what I'm about. I'm not going to sit here and let you guys start shit, okay? Okay. So, here's what's going to happen moving forward. Because I think you're going to like a few of these changes that I have to make, okay? First off, and this is immediate, I'm no longer going to be reading out dollar contributions. That's a bunch of dumb troll shit or disgusting name and stuff like that. Reason being, number one, it's too distracting to the stream. It breaks up what we're doing, and it wastes too much time. If you're going to send me a tip and you expect me to read it and give it a serious consideration, it's either got to be an intelligent, positive tip, or you got to tip me $5 or more. Because I've had enough of trolls sending dollar tips thinking I'm going to read them. I'm not going to, okay? So immediately, it's $5 if you want me to read it. If you send a $5 tip and you say something stupid like ugly gorilla butthole, then I'll read it for $5. But I'm not reading it for $1 anymore because I got too many complaints about the streams being inundated with this bullshit, and I agree. So number one, you want to troll, $5 or more, or else I just ignore your ass. Okay? That's number one. Number two. People like that. They're going crazy already. Number two. Okay? Moving forward, there's no streak. There is no streak. What we're going to have is a cumulative amount of goals that we hit. What is the goal? $150 of support per stream. Just like it was previous. So that's not changing. And by the way, everything counts. Super chats, super stickers, memberships, and gifted memberships on the YouTube side. Subs and gifted subs on the Kick side. And tips, which count for both because anyone can tip via PayPal at any time. So all of that will count towards the stream. Okay? There you go. Now, the way it's going to work is as follows. There's no streak. Okay? I'm not expecting to hit that goal every single stream. I would love to, and it actually benefits you if we do. All right? I'm going to explain how it works. This is now a cumulative goal. What does that mean? Well, it means that every time that we hit $150 raised on a particular stream, it counts as one towards this goal. So as you see, on Friday night, I was playing Bloodborne. We raised, I think it was $156. So one goal hit. Okay? Now, each stream, it resets. Meaning, let's say on this particular stream, we raise 150 bucks. It'll add one to the goal. If this particular stream, we hit 2, let's say we hit $300 of support. That's 2. So we add 2 to the goal. All right? But it resets every stream. And it basically counts as one every $150 of support. Because that's the goal. Okay? So it's very possible we could have a stream or a streak of streams where we don't hit the goal at all and nothing gets added to the total. There also could be a streak of streams where we exceed it and multiply it by 2, 3, 4 times a stream because we're hitting it multiple times. You see what I'm saying? So there's incentive for you to support. If you want to see the goals hit and get big rewards, the more you support, the earlier you'll get your rewards. But now you might say, well, what are the rewards then? Obviously, the rewards have to be something good or incentivized that people want, or else why would people support to try to get those goals, right? Great, glad you asked. Every 10 goals hit, every 10 cumulative goals, we're going to do an episode of DSP Tries It. So what we'll need to do is always kind of have one on deck. Always think about what's the goal that we want to hit. What's the thing you want me to try on DSP Tries It? Right now, the last one that we were talking about was Popeyes, correct? And I think that Popeyes was a good one. I haven't had Popeyes and the DSP Tries It in many, many years. We currently have new menu items like that ghost, what's it called? Ghost pepper chicken sandwich and stuff like that. So I think that would be fine. Now, the thing is, we should always kind of be paying attention to things that are being offered or available, because you might always have something new that gets added, and then you want to try it out. Like, what if there actually is an interesting new fast food item that comes out that you want me to try? Well, then let's toss it in there as the next DSP Tries It. But the thing is, we'll always be working towards the next one. Will never be a situation where it's like, oh, well, you know, the streak ended, so now we can't do it. No, it's just a matter of when we hit it, not if we're going to hit it. You understand? So basically, the goals will always be hit. It's just a matter of time. Okay, so that's number one. Every 10 that we hit will be a new episode of DSP Tries It. This very well means we may do multiple DSP Tries It's in 1 week. It also might mean we don't do DSP Tries It for several weeks if we just don't hit the goals. Okay? So that's number one. Now, the next thing I would say is probably if we hit maybe like 50, like let's say every 10 we do a DSP Tries It, and then if we hit 50 goals, then we do something bigger. And the idea here is that maybe you guys would vote on a game for me to play, and it wouldn't be a promise of a full playthrough, but instead it would be like, oh, let's test a game and see if it works for a stream, and if it does, maybe I would adopt it as a playthrough, but it's not a guarantee, right? Or another idea could be a marathon, a one-day marathon every 50 that we hit. But the question is, what would the marathons be? Some examples. We could do an Indies Day, where we just pick a whole variety of indie games. We could do a retro day, because people have been asking me, hey, well, we haven't played retro games in a long time. Would you go back and play this classic platformer or whatever? Maybe that could be it. Maybe it could be a rage day, where you guys nominate rage-inducing games for me to try. Or it could just be, hey, variety day, where you nominate a whole bunch of PC games that I've never played because I didn't have a gaming PC until recently. Okay? So that's just a couple of the ideas, all right? And I think we could do that every 50, okay? But now, the big end goal that we should be working towards is 100. And by the way, some contributions have come in, and I am going to shout them out, but obviously I'm giving this some time. Allow me to get through my explanation, okay? So I think that every 100 cumulative goals that we hit, we should do a big celebration reward, and then we hit the reset button. So when we hit 100, big reward day, party-like atmosphere, we did it, exciting times, and then reset back to 0 and start it over for the next slew of rewards. Okay? So that means if we hit 100, you would have gotten 10 DSP Tries It's, okay? Plus some kind of an interim reward, whether it's you pick a game for me to try or a marathon day, and then at the very end, you get a ginormous reward at the 100. Now you might say, okay, well then call it prestiging? Call it prestiging. Yeah, well, we've prestiged. We've hit 100 goals. We've prestiged, and we reset. How about that? All right. So here we go. Now, let's be honest. What's the goal that everyone's talked about? What's the goal that everyone's wanted? What's the goal that we've already partially kind of worked towards? Stellar Blade. Everyone wants me to play Stellar Blade. I still don't know why. Because like I said, gameplay-wise, it just looks like Bayonetta combined with maybe some elements of FromSoft. It doesn't look that special. And then for the people who are like, oh, yes, it's funny because he'll have to play a game where there's a woman. What's the big deal? I've only played 7,000 games where there's women in them. You're weird. No, really, you're fucking weird. Just because I don't say perverted things in my content anymore doesn't mean I have a weird woman aversion. Like, you're bizarre. Your head is screwed on wrong. But this is what people want. This is what people are telling me they want. So when we hit 100, a streak of 100, so 100 goals of 150 hit, I will do a full playthrough of Stellar Blade. The sooner the better. The more you contribute, the sooner this playthrough will happen. And just so you know, to confirm how serious I am about this, I've already purchased Stellar Blade and installed it on my PlayStation 5 Pro. It's already there, waiting to be played and booted. And to even sweeten the deal even more, are you ready for this? Because I want to sweeten the deal even more. All right. I want to show you guys something. Ready? So, as you know, we did this last week. I set up a thread on DSPGaming by which people would start to nominate games for my Christmas marathon event, which is either going to take place the 23rd or the 24th. We haven't locked it in yet. Okay? If you take a look at what's nominated, I would like to show you something. Where's my Stellar Blade at? How about Stellar Blade? Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade. I'm starting to see a pattern here, if you can't notice, although there are some really good suggestions here as well, which we will definitely consider. I like some of these suggestions. But as you saw, Stellar Blade, at least from a quick look, Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade, with 30 thumbs up, Stellar Blade, 28, Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade. You see what I'm saying? So, ask and you shall receive. During the Christmas marathon, for the very first time ever, I will play the introduction to Stellar Blade on the PS5 Pro. That is my Christmas gift to all of you. I will play an hour of Stellar Blade on the Christmas marathon, guaranteed. I already own it, so I might as well play it. We'll get a little head start. Because I'll be honest, it's the 8th. I don't foresee us in the next 2 weeks hitting 100 on the goals. Maybe we'll hit like 10 to 20, but I don't think we're going to be hitting 100 in the next couple of weeks. I'm just saying. So because of that, this will be like a taste, a preview. By then, we'll probably be at like 10 or 20. And so, maybe that, if you see me play the first hour, that will give you incentive to want to contribute more to hit those goals faster. Because again, remember, the more you contribute, the faster you contribute, the quicker we will hit 100. Because every 150, we add another. Right now, if someone dropped $150, boom, add one to the goal. Okay? Fair enough? That's what we're going to do. We've changed it. All right? We've done it. That is how we're doing it. So not only are you guaranteed to get it, the more you contribute, the faster you get it. Plus, in the interim, we're going to do every 10. DSP tries it. So right now, Popeyes is the next one, but then we'll keep thinking. Someone had already mentioned there's 2 or 3 new items being available this month for DSP tries it. So I don't even know, what exactly it's going to be. I'm not sure, the next ones, but people have mentioned them. If you bring it up again in the chat, let me know. Okay? So here's the thing. There's no more, oh no, will we hit the goal? It's like, we could hit the goal. And if we do, great, we add it to the total. But if not, it's not the end of the world. There's no streak ending, so you don't freak out about it, all right? Now, listen, already some people are upset. Well, too bad. It's this simple. Too many people complained. I agree with them. I don't want every stream to be about, oh, we're going to hit the goal, we're going to hit the goal, we're going to hit the goal. Someone's got to contribute because the goal's about to end, the goal's about to end. We're playing a game where we're hanging out. We're supposed to be having a good time. It's not supposed to be about always getting the contribution. You understand? That's, it's annoying. Quite frankly. Turn off the snow? Why? Why should I turn off the snow? Someone just said turn off the snow. Why? Exactly. Fed Roger says there won't be any stress and headaches toward the end of the stream. You're right. We may be near the end of the stream, and we're at like $50 of support. Like, well, I guess we're not hitting it this stream. Oh, well. If there's a Hail Mary, great. But if not, okay, whatever. And then you just continue, and you don't have to talk about it again. It's not, oh, who's going to do it? Who's going to toss it? Who's going to do this? It's enough about that. You know what I'm saying? And I think there will be days that there will be tons of support, and there'll be days that there won't be as much, and that's okay. It's no longer about, oh my God, it's do or die, end of the world, okay? So, exactly. Someone just says, does this mean that some games will have, a bigger chance to be played? Yes. Now, I want you to understand something, okay? This is my hobby. It's my job. It's both. There are certain games that I want to play that I know for a fact are not going to bring in tons of support. This now, because the streak is not a thing anymore, maybe I can play those games again. But at the same time, I want you to understand something. I still cannot commit to a game that's 80 hours long, that every single time I play it, no one shows up, everyone's disengaged, everyone complains, and no one supports at all. What's the point? I might as well play those games offline for myself and then put stuff on stream that you guys want. You understand? So that means I'm going to be willing to be giving more games a shot and see how they do. But if I try a game and it doesn't work, we can move on, and it's okay if we don't hit the goal for that one stream. Okay? We'll see. You know, it really sucks. I would have loved to play Metaphor. I wanted to play Metaphor. No one showed up or supported Metaphor. So what am I supposed to do? Hey, now since this isn't 100% all about the streak every stream, maybe I can play games like that again. All right? I'm not saying we're doing that right now because we're not. This week is crazy. We'll talk about it in a sec with the stuff coming out. But you understand these changes now? Does it make sense? All right. So to reiterate, there's no more streak. Every $150 we raise on a particular stream counts towards a goal, and we count 1. If we raise more than that, if we double, let's say we raise 300 on a stream, then we count 2. If we don't raise 150 on a stream, nothing gets counted. It's cumulative. It never goes away. For every 10, you get a DSP tries it. For every 50, we do an interim big reward, which could either be trying out a game of your choice or maybe doing a marathon of some type. And then at 100, we get a big, giant reward that we talk about and build towards. Right now, it's the Stellar Blade playthrough. And then once you hit 100, we prestige and we reset the count back to 0 and start it over again. Okay? I hope that sounds good. No, I'm not necessarily done with Sea of Stars. It's been a year, but we might get back to it. I want to play it. I really liked it. Okay? All right, so now, I think it's time to do a bunch of shout-outs because we had a bunch of contributions that came in. By the way, Felt says it's a good idea for sure. People will naturally contribute when they see you having fun with the game. I think so. I think it should be more about we want to get rewards, we want to get to them fast, and we want to contribute and support your content, not streak. It's about a streak and continuing a streak. You know, it's too much. Again, it was the same thing that was happening with the Vest streak happened again. And as much as it helped, listen, this is literally why my setup is upgraded. And I'm going to show you in a second photos how the setup has changed for the better and everything. But it's not just about that. You understand? Jade, yes, thank you for 42 months as a member. I did shout that out, but it didn't show up in my queue, so I couldn't read. Did you specifically put a message in there? Let me check on YouTube. He says that, did you read my message? And I was like, oh, it's not in my queue for some reason. Here we go. He says, hey, bud, I'm wearing your Dan t-shirt today. It's the black and white one. Thank you. Thank you, Jade. Anyone interested? DarksidePhil.shop. My merchandise is available. My two-sided Level 1 podcast mug, tote bags, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. In fact, I'll be wearing the hoodie again this week, the logo DSPGaming hoodie, to show off here for you guys on stream later on in the week. So there you go. So thank you very much. I appreciate that, Jade. Okay, so let's start with some shout-outs here. So Raker, 2 months as a member, asked, would you ever do more adult-themed content? I have no idea what that means. I do gameplay. I do commentary. I do podcasting. All right? I have a new political show. That could be considered adult-themed. No, I'm not going to be doing over-the-top, risque, sexualized content, if that's what you're asking. Okay? Maybe I'll do some ASMR for you at some point, but not right now. All right. Anyway, cool. House of Rebellion, $5 super chat. First super chat of the day says, if this leads to DSP versus the Binding of Isaac, I'm in. It very well could. Right? It very well could. Right? Why not? If that's what you guys want to see. Again, the whole idea of these tiered rewards is that you guys are going to be able to you know, ask for stuff that normally I wouldn't do. And then I do it, right? Maybe we have a day where it's like roguelike day, where all day I do a marathon and I jump between different roguelikes and I play each one for like an hour and a half or whatever. And eventually, if I like one of them more than the other, then we stick with it and I actually do a full playthrough of it. You know, that's how, you know, Hades. I really loved Hades, and I hope that Hades 2 will be finished at some point. I can go back to it. That's my favorite roguelike as of now, but I've played other games. I played Binding of Isaac before many years ago, so I get it. Okay. So now, on the tip side of stuff, let's do some shout-outs because a bunch of tips came in. All right? And again, I'm going to reiterate. No, I'm no longer going to read out and entertain $1 tips from trollish names and accounts and things. That's a waste of everyone's time, including mine. So our first tip of the day is $6.66. Well, here you go. Someone listen, because this is stinking wet gorilla's fart hole, but it's a 666 tip. So I'll read this one out. It's worth my time. Someone was paying attention. All right. And they said, nothing. That's it. It was just a stinking wet gorilla's fart hole. All right. Well, there you go. Thank you so much. And let's get that up on the leaderboard. Although I can already tell you there's a tip that's bigger than that. So I'm not putting that name on the leaderboard, thankfully. But let's add the 666. Very nice. Okay. Wow, my laptop is lagging tremendously. Can you stop lagging? Can you stop lagging? What is going on right now? This thing sucks. Okay, it's finally, it like froze up. I received a $3 tip. With the Stellar Blade situation, how will that work if there's a hot new release around that time? We're still playing it. We'll balance it, but it's going to be a playthrough that I'm playing at that time. It doesn't matter. That's the idea of a reward. Is that, listen, you guys supported me so much, you financed it, you want to see it happen, it happens no matter what. So it doesn't matter what's going on, we're still playing it. Like, literally right now, if someone dropped $15,000, well, I guess in this case, it would be $14,850, we would play Stellar Blade on this stream right now. But you'd have to drop the $14,850 right now, you see? It's happened. We had people who came in. Remember over on Twitch, someone dropped like 500 tier 3 subs. Remember that? That was insane. Of course, that was many years ago. Okay. Oh, let's see here. I received a $1 tip. Okay. One suggestion I have is to play through every Five Nights at Freddy's game. Oh, man. You guys know I hate Five Nights at Freddy's. I've tried playing 3 different ones. The first one I hated. I think we played 3. I can't remember. I know we played one a couple years ago, and I freaking hated that one too. And it was one of the more recent ones. If you guys want to torture me, and that's a reward, we could do that. We could do Five Nights at Freddy's-a-thon, where I have to sit here and play every Five Nights at Freddy's game in a marathon day. Like I play for like 8-9 hours. It's just Five Nights at Freddy's. I play each one in a row. That could be very much be a reward. For sure. Yes, that would be eligible. Okay? There you go. I received a $5 tip. Again, here we go. Here comes the drama. Did you see the Kino guys are insulting and disrespecting you and blah, blah, blah. Yes, you know, and, you know, because I stopped talking to them. I was so offended and upset by all of those things that they said about me that's it. I will never, ever do any work with them ever again. I've had enough. You know, how dare they be so disrespectful, right? It's totally not that they purposefully feed into every meme and people are so slow that they just fucking eat it up hook, line, and sinker, which is exactly what was intended. Like, really? I mean, people, I'm sorry, but people are just so fucking slow. I don't even know what else to say. But you believe what you want to believe. Okay? It's up to you. You believe whatever you want to believe. You can have any narrative you want in life, really. You can believe space aliens are coming down to invade us and that Trump is a Nazi. Whatever you want, you can believe. All right? It's cool. You have the ability to do that as a human. At least if you're in a free country. Some countries you can't. Some countries they control your ass. But, you know, you can believe whatever you want. All right? Go for it. Really. And even if it was true that they hate my guts and secretly this whole thing has been a several long months ruse, okay? Who cares? What's the difference? How does it affect me exactly? Really? Because that's the thing. People want drama, but then when you try to talk logically about it, okay, so what's your point? They don't have one. They just wanted to talk drama. They want me to come on here and be like, oh, I'm so upset at Darkside that we want Phil and Kino Casino to be at each other's throats. It literally will never happen. So you're an idiot. Okay? That's all I have to say. You're wasting my time. Okay. I received a $1 tip. When you play Stellar Blade, will it be a Korean dub or English? Oh, I don't even know. I don't know. I didn't even know there was a Korean dub, actually. I don't give a shit. Yeah, why would I care about that, right? And, you know, that's up to you guys, I guess. I would say out of all the things in Stellar Blade, probably the plot is the last thing that's the most important thing about the game. You know what I'm saying? I think most people, either the combat or the visuals, if you know what I mean. I don't think many people gave two shits about the plot, right? Okay. I received a $10.80 tip. From Ponage 101, Stellar Blade's a great game for sure. The game doesn't have any woke crap, DEI, or affiliation with Sweet Baby Inc., which is refreshing for gamers to see, and I believe there's any of those in the game, it probably wouldn't do as well. I don't know. I mean, you know my opinion. I haven't played it, but I've seen combat, and I've seen the game, and I know all about it. So, you know what I mean? Like, I get the feeling I know why people want to see it or see me play it. The thing is, you're not going to get that kind of stuff, anything like that, for my playthrough. You understand? My playthrough is going to be just as serious as anything else I do. And I get the feeling what's going to happen is, I mean, this is my take, and, you know, you could disagree. I think I'm going to play it, and people will be excited for one stream, and then they'll realize, oh, wait, it's really not that big of a deal, because it's not. It's just not. It's like, literally, people hype the game up because of what you just said. Oh, well, unlike a lot of other games today, it didn't go woke. There's no DEI. It still has the protagonist that's similar to a protagonist you would have had in a video game in the 90s or the 2000s. They didn't sell out or change the mentality of a video game, right? Yeah, but it's still just a game that has repetitive combat. It has some flashy visuals, but nothing in it is like, wow, never seen this before, right? Like, not to my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong. And if I play the game, I'll be so blown away by it, my tune will change. But I have seen absolutely nothing impressive about the game. You know? So there you go. House of Rebellion. $5 super chat. You're interested in Marvel Rivals. I'm deciding on if I'm interested here with my wife checking it out. She says hello. Oh, well, hello to your wife. I played it once. I liked it, but it's basically Overwatch. It's Marvel Overwatch. So if you like Overwatch, you're going to like Marvel Rivals. So later this week, I am going to play it again. It's going to be a night stream this time, and I probably will play it periodically as a night stream, maybe once or twice this week to try new characters and the like. That's how I'm going to cover it, and we'll see how it works. If people like it and show up and support it, maybe I'll keep it in the rotation. If I play it a couple times and every single time I play it, people complain the game's boring and repetitive and no one is talking about the game and no one supports it, then probably after a few sessions, I'll just move on to something else that people want. Okay? The good news is I don't have to worry about, oh no, one stream we didn't hit the goal, now I'll never play it again. Because that's literally what happened. We played it on Friday and I made like $60 instead of the 150. And normally that would have been like, well, never play it again. But in this case, you know, now it's not the case. Now we're like, okay, we can give it another shot because it's okay if we don't hit a goal. It's not the end of any streak or anything. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. See, that's true. Because here's what people are saying now in chat. They're saying, oh, well, Devil May Cry actually is better than Stellar Blade. Which was my point all along. I said all Stellar Blade is, it's Devil May Cry combined with some other elements of games like Bayonetta or maybe even a little bit of FromSoft. But it's just combat. That's it. No one's playing Stellar Blade for the story, right? It's because, again, they didn't go woke. They didn't have the DEI. So they have, you know, the Lara Croft style protagonist. You know what I mean? The 90s Lara Croft style protagonist. And it's combat, flashy. Okay, big deal. Really, big deal. I don't get it. But some people do. That's what you want, right? Listen, I really like Devil May Cry 5, remember? I thought the game was great. But a lot of people said that it was too easy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a aficionado of those games. I enjoyed Devil May Cry 5. I mean, I wasn't in love with it or anything, right? Okay. Darth Fig did a $5 super chat. Says, I hope you give the game a fair shake. Stellar Blade's nothing like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. It's more like a Souls-like. I already said that. It's like those two. It's like those franchises meshed together, right? So, well, I guess we'll see. Because it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. It's literally a matter of when. The sooner we hit these goals, the sooner we play it. We could be playing it by the end of December. You realize that? We could. We could actually be playing it by the end of December. Or it may take many months. We might not be playing it till March. It depends on what level of support I receive. But either way, it's going to eventually happen. All right? But what we should always be doing now is thinking, what is it that you want as these tiered rewards? Remember, that every 10, it's going to be DSP tries it. So right now, it's going to be Popeyes, unless someone has a better idea. If there's a new food item or something out, I want to know about it. So then let's get it on there as the possibility and talk about it, hype it up so people want it earlier. Now, for example, what about when we hit 50, right? What should we do when we hit 50? What do you guys want to do? Should we do a day where I just do like a mini marathon of something? Should it be the day of indies? Should it be the day of roguelikes? Should it be classics, you know, retro day, throwback games, you know, or should it be you want me to play a game that I never would have played before? And we do a stream of it to test it out and see if it's good. And hey, if I like it, maybe we'll keep it in the rotation. It's a way to, it's basically viewer's choice, right? So that's, I guess what we could say is every 10 DSP tries it, every 50 viewer's choice, and at 100 giant reward. And in this case, it's a full playthrough of Stellar Blade. And then after that, we think up the next one. Okay? So there you go. What if we hit the goal per stream? Earning a point towards 10 feels a bit lackluster. I have no idea what you mean, Monty Mole. Explain. Can you elaborate? I don't know what that means. Okay. So, now that that's out of the way, now we can talk about other stuff, okay? But I hope that that's explained nicely. I hope you can understand how it works now. Sarah says, can re-up subs count for the goal reward loyalty? Sadly, Sarah, there's a few things about YouTube subs that suck, okay? Number one, I have absolutely no idea when someone has re-upped their sub. Unless you do it live on the stream, I have no clue, because remember, what YouTube does is they queue it up, okay? Which is stupid in my opinion, but they queue it up, and then you have a pop-up that you can use whenever. I've had people who haven't been a sub to this channel for months, and then they come and hit their sub pop-up, even though they're not even subbed. Excuse me, I'm saying sub, even though they're not a member. Okay, and that's dumb how that works. In addition, you can't count it because you don't know how much a membership costs, because a lot of people do fake ones. Okay, they do the stupid Argentinian memberships. Now, if it's someone who I know and it's live and they gift a bunch of memberships, I count it because I know who they are and I trust them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, sorry, there's a mentally ill person over here spamming my chat. I got rid of them. I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so, you know, I can't really do that much with memberships. On the Kick side, Kick, I feel, does it better when someone is subscribed to you on Kick, which is their paid membership, okay? When they renew, it's automatic. It does it no matter if they're in the chat or not, and I see it happen live. So I know when it says, hey, this person's re-upped their sub, I know that I'm getting $5, so I can count it. On the YouTube side, there's no way to count it right. You literally don't know. Is this someone could actually pay for it and then pop the message and it shows up twice. So now I'm counting it twice, and really, that's not right. So no, we can't do it. If, like I said, if it happens live and I can recognize someone got it, what happens is it shows up in my queue. I have a queue that says new members, and that's for, things counting towards that specific stream. If I see it in that queue, I'll count it towards a stream. Otherwise, I can't, because it means that it happened at another time, and I can't even guarantee that it's legit. Okay? So that's a YouTube shortcoming, not me. I would love to do it, but it is what it is. All right? Soul Potato, what's going on? Good morning. Cypress says, I've been playing Elder Scrolls online. The story is great. I'm not into these, quite frankly, I'm not into these online MMOs based off of existing RPG franchises, but that's just me. Ponage 101 says, the protagonist Eve may be sexy and strong, but I didn't say play Stellar Blade because of titties or butts. If I did, my heart would have been broken for tacky. I don't know what that means. Steven Spill says, his brother Tanner's a huge fan. Would I mind sharing Merry Christmas? No, I just did. Okay. Jade says, thank you for playing Psylocke and Rivals. Did you like her? Yes, I thought she was one of the better characters that I tried. Cap Kirby says, am I a positive member of the community? That's up to you to decide. And then Monty Mole, 15 months as a member. He says, I'm part of the Silly Hat fan club. Well, there you go. So here's a perfect example. Monty Mole just clicked the re-membership thing on YouTube. Shows in the chat. I go, look, it's not a new membership. So actually, I didn't receive anything for that. It's something that already previously happened, and I've already gotten payment for. So if I counted it towards the stream, I'm actually miscounting. You see? So it's tricky. The YouTube thing has always been tricky. I actually say Kick is way more straightforward. I don't know why YouTube does everything so differently, why they refuse to emulate the other businesses that do things better. They just refuse. Like, they have Twitch to copy. They have Kick. They have these things, and they don't refuse to do it, and it just makes everything so dang confusing, but I don't know. It's not like they don't have other people that they can learn from, but they kind of refuse. Okay. I received a $2 tip from Big Larry Gaming. What's the favorite costume that Kino Casino wore during Halloween month? His was Kyle and Cartman. Dude, they wore so many. Like, the first one, where Ashton was the Great Pumpkin, was equally hilarious and absolutely disturbing. Like, he legit looked scary with the makeup. It was like, what the hell? And then after that, it was just like all out, right? Like, their costumes were wild. You know what the craziest part was about all that? I swear to God, and some people don't believe me because they've already said, no, we know you're full of shit, but I swear to God, this is true. On Halloween, we played zombies together, okay? I dressed up as a Night King. That was my outfit. That was always going to be my outfit. I bought my outfit last year, caught COVID, and didn't wear it. So I had that outfit in my closet for a year, okay? A whole year. Then on Halloween, with no one knowing what my outfit was, they dressed up like the medieval court. Like, Ashton was Merlin, and Andy was a knight, right? So it's like, wait, what? How did we fucking coordinate our outfits? We didn't. It just happened. That's just complete dumb luck. The Ghostbusters one was fun as well. I really liked that one. Where we all, it was 2 Ghostbusters and Slimer. That was nice, too. I'll be honest about that appearance, okay? So, we had planned on doing a big appearance where it was going to be me versus Ralph, all right? But what happened was, Ralph bitched out and became the world's biggest pussy. Because remember, Ralph was talking shit about me the month before, and he was going to do the Fuck Phil Festival and all of that. So our plans were he was going to do that, but that episode was going to be me clapping back. But he became such a limp dick loser, he didn't do it. So because of that, we didn't have any material. So instead, they're just showing me older stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it didn't work that well because the guy is such a fucking loser. If he had just taken the bait, but he refused because he's stupid. It sucked. Like, quite honestly, I think it would have been more fun just to watch other stuff, other random stuff. And just done it that way. But I mean, the whole plan was just supposed to be like, messing with him, and it didn't work out because he's a fucking piece of shit. Anyway, I guess that's how life works, Exactly. He was in his Tijuana shanty. He wanted to do the Fuck Phil Festival, but he couldn't get the bunny ears, the rabbit ears to work well for the wireless internet that day, so he couldn't get the signal. anyway. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, let's continue. So, okay. So I've shouted everything out as of now. Okay. So as you guys know, thanks to all of your overwhelming positivity and support this year, I have been able to redesign my office. And now, I have all kinds of new fun stuff in the office when it comes to my setup. So in a second here, I'd like to show you some pictures of the new setup because people have been asking, oh, what does it look like now? You know, how is it arranged? But in the meantime, Ellipsian, great suggestion. He says, put up the polls now. It'll give everyone like a half an hour to vote for the indie games. Good idea. So let's do this. Let me set up a poll, both on Kick and on YouTube. So the duration will be, the longest you could do on Kick is 5 minutes. Really? Oh, that sucks. That's all right. Well, we'll do a 5-minute poll. Results will be displayed for 2 minutes. So, which indie game should we play today? Option number 1, Balatro. Option number 2, Killer Frequency. Option number 3, Coin Game. Now, before I start, I'm also going to set up a poll on YouTube for it. This one doesn't have a time limit. It's just until I end it. Okay? Which indie game should we play today? Okay? Option number 1, Elantro. Option number 2, Killer Frequency. Option number 3, Coin Game. Okay, so ready? Both polls are going live right now. Please vote in each chat for which one you'd like to see, and I'll let you know the results in a few minutes, okay? Cool. Okay, so I have done some significant upgrades to my setup, and I've talked about them, and I've showed off some of the effects and things that I can do. In fact, as of this morning, I actually have another new clip that I'd like to add. Ready for this one? So, I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to use this one yet. You know what? I'll save it. I'm not even going to show you. I'm going to be stingy. I'm not going to show you that one yet. I'll wait for the perfect time. Anyway, so, in regards to the new office setup, what I wanted to do was show you some of the ways that I have it set up. All right? So, here we go. Let me show you some of the things. So, what we need to do is this and this. Here we are. Okay, so, this is the gaming PC. This sits over with my actual, gaming setup, my entertainment center. It's sitting there on the floor on a chair mat, but it has ventilation because it actually stands on these legs. It has you can't see it from this angle, but it actually does have like 1.5 inches off the ground, these legs. So it has aeration on the bottom. And what you got next to it is the uninterrupted power supply. And then my PS5 Pro. Okay. Now you might say, well, what are all those cords? Yeah, I need to do that because that's all the cords that have to go across the room. 3 incredibly long HDMI cables. There's nothing I can do about it. Remember, I wanted to do an internal capture card and everything, but we have to have all these wires running now because of the way that this setup works, okay? But yeah, so there's the PS5 Pro. Yes, that is a Nintendo Wii. I still have that out. I don't need to. I could easily put it away, but I haven't had an opportunity to yet. So the uninterrupted power supply is right there. Everything's plugged into it. If you're wondering, well, what is that massive wires below the gaming PC? That is a USB hub. And out of that USB hub is the 2 adapters for the new wireless mouse and keyboard that I have. This is the Logitech wireless mouse. And this is the Logitech wireless keyboard. And that's what those are for. You need to have those giant wires. If you don't, they don't work right. So it is what it is. I had a little adapters, but it didn't work. It doesn't work right if you just use the adapters. You're supposed to use the entire cable. So basically, the way the cables are going, if they go to the bottom left, those are going across the room to my capture streaming PC, and then the ones going to the right, one of them is for my joystick, the Victrix, which is right here. Wow, the camera doesn't pick it up. Holy crap! Look, there we go. Wow, it refuses to pick it up. So there's the Victrix joystick. You can barely, there you go. Now you can see it. That's the Victrix joystick. Okay. And then the other one goes to my PS5 controller. But I unplug that when I play the PS5. It's just that I have it plugged into charge between, gaming sessions. So that's the gaming PC setup. Okay. And there's nothing I can do about it. They have to be like that because those HDMI cables have to run across the floor. There's nowhere else to put them. Okay. If I had them against the wall, I would have to have like 30, 40-foot cables. This way I can have 15-footers. So it is what it is. Is it a tripping hazard? Yes, it is. But I have to be careful not to trip on it. Okay? Up next, we have panettone. I just threw that in there because we just bought this yesterday when we had our day off. It's holiday bread made in Italy. It's actually authentic Italian product. It's been a family tradition of mine since I was a kid. So what it is this giant fluffy loaf of bread, but it's also soft and chewy. It smells amazing. It's sweet. It's tasty. And it has candied orange and cranberries inside. Yes, I wear slippers. That is correct. I wear slippers indoors. So that was just in there, okay? The next picture. So this is my actual PC desk now, okay? Just so you know, this is way better than the old setup. The old setup was way worse than this, okay? So what you're seeing is that is the new capture and streaming PC. On top of that is the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1 capture device. Okay, so that's what's sitting on top of the PC itself, all right? Then next to it is the other uninterrupted power supply into which all of this stuff is plugged in. So we got, keyboard and mouse, printer, speakers, several external hard drives, one of which was the hard drive I was using to transfer the files from one PC to the other. The other external hard drives are the ancient ones on which my old files are on for the DSP throwback channel. I have 2 monitors, but I'm no longer using 2 monitors anymore. I only use one. I've got it all only on the one, and I like it that way now. 2 monitors was great back when I was doing constant video editing, but I don't do that anymore. So I really don't need the 2 monitors. So I basically just have a backup monitor at this point. And yeah, this is the desk where I do all my important busy work and pay bills and do all that kind of crap. So there you go. Okay. This is looking at my actual set from the other side of the room, from behind the camera and behind the new lighting system. What you see right there in the foreground is the newer light. It's a rectangle light and it goes straight towards me. And in front of that light is the webcam. Okay. So that's pretty cool. You can see it's like as if you're the cameraman, right? Like you're behind there looking at me. Okay. And so what do you got? That's my chair. The microphone is in front of the chair. What you can't really see, this is the other side of the laptop desk. The laptop's right here. You can see my mouse. You can see the Scarlett receiver right here. That's pretty cool. And then you can see to my left, it's the, the Divoom Pixu frame and the decorations and the lamp. And on the right, you see the other Christmas decorations. And you can see the nice, really awesome Elgato Deluxe soundproofing foam behind me. And then my YouTube, play button from a zillion years ago. Okay. And as you can see, I have actually done cable management. I no longer have any wires running in front of me here. The only wires are to my left, and that's literally just to power my devices. So the cable for this, the cable for this, the cable for the lighting system, the power cable for the laptop, that's all going there because I need it. So that's what those wires are on the side there. But outside of that, that's my setup. Okay. And then this is what it looks like if you were sitting here looking at the office, basically. Okay. So in front of me is my microphone, and then you've got my wireless mouse keyboard, another wireless mouse to power the capture streaming setup. We got the laptop, you can see the Stream Deck. It's right behind the microphone. It's kind of peeking out. And then that's red box is the Scarlett 2i, I think it's called, device from Focusrite. That's what allows this microphone to work on a PC. And then you can see that's the camera. That's my webcam sitting in front of the new light box. See that? So the webcam sits there, and then the light box is right behind it coming at me. Now you can see, look at the wire on the ground. See that? That's the 3 HDMI cables going across the floor from one PC to the other, or to the TV, or to the PS5, whichever you want to call it. And you can see that's now where the PC is on my left-hand side. That's the desk. That's my other chair. And by the way, the one thing that's not there anymore, and this is kind of neat, see that lamp in the background? I got rid of it this morning because I don't need it anymore. I have a fan that has a ceiling light. So I don't need that lamp anymore. So I brought it out to the garage. But one of the cool things that I found that I totally forgot about this. All right. I had a collection of actual badges and lanyards from various different events that I had attended over a decade ago. Okay. So what I wanted to go through, I wanted to look at them today on stream and say, what are these? They're right over here. Look at this. By the way, the poll ended on Kick, but what were the results? It ended, but it didn't show me the results. I don't like polling on Kick. I don't. On YouTube, the poll stays up as long as I want, and I can see the results as long as I want. On Kick, it just disappears. Balatro 1 did it. All right. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, it's... I can't... it just disappeared. It's done. So what I have here, all the lanyards and badges from the game events that I attended back in the day when I lived in Connecticut and was still attending game events. Okay? So what we could do is take a look at some of these. Let's see here. We've got New York Comic Con, October 10th. What year is this? It's so small, I can't even read it. I need my reading glasses. Kick polls have been busted for a few days. Is that true? Polling's been busted on Kick all week is what I'm being told. 2011. Finally, I can read it. Yeah, this is New York Comic Con from 2011. So it's got The Walking Dead, back when The Walking Dead was hot, you know, on TV. It was like brand new, airing its first few seasons and shit like that. That's how old that is. Look at that. And I had the Saturday pass. And then the lanyard. So it shows all kinds of stuff. Showtime, Homeland, Dexter's on Sunday. So Dexter was still airing back then. And that's what this lanyard was. Okay? We've got New York Comic Con. Oh, 2010. This is the year before. So this is Star Wars Deceived. I don't even know what that is. Ever heard of Star Wars Deceived? Oh, Old Republic Deceived. Coming March 2011. So that's the year before. On the other side, Anime Festival Octopus Pie. You tell me what the hell Octopus Pie is. I've never heard of it. And then this one actually had Marvel vs. Capcom 3 button. This was before the game had released, and you could go to Comic-Con. It's not focusing. It's focusing on my face for some reason. What if I block my face? No, it still won't focus. Oh, there we go. So you could go... Oh, come on. You go to Comic-Con. Well, you can see it. Well, it focused for like a quarter. Oh, there we go. You go to Comic-Con, and you could play Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's actually where I very first played Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I went to Comic-Con, and a whole bunch of players from like New York City were there playing it. Oh, let's see here. Trying to go in order of events here. Okay. What is this? Oh, God, Kineticon. I totally forgot that I'd gone to Kineticon. I'd gone to Kineticon one year. This is the Connecticut convention that they had. This is the Kineticon 2011 badge. Wow, doesn't that look great? Sponsored by GameStop. All weekend badge. Like, nothing on it. Just a bunch of text and shit. Nothing interesting. Like, who's going to read that? And then, if you remember the video that we made when I went to Kineticon, we had opened up a random bag of stuff that you pay like $5, $10 for, and it's all random stuff inside. And here is the actual button. There was a K-pop button. I don't know who this is supposed to be, but it's some K-pop star or something. And so that's a button of them. And I still have the button. Yeah. So you can find that video somewhere, and then you can watch it and say, oh, shit, Phil still has it? Yeah, I still have it. The villain said the New York Anime Festival doesn't exist anymore. Well, that's what happens in time, I guess, right? Things end. Here we have, oh, wow, this is a fighting game tournament. Final round 2011. This very well might have been the last fighting game tournament that I ever attended that was really like a full-on FGC fighting game tournament. I think it was, actually. Because this is the one, I've told you guys the story. So what happened at this one was, it was Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and the week before, I actually somehow, don't ask me how, I pinched a nerve in my neck so bad that I lost all feeling in my right thumb. I couldn't feel the finger at all. I could move it and use it, but I couldn't feel it. And I had shooting pain going through my shoulder all the way down my arm into the thumb. So I couldn't play fighting games. Like, I tried to play, I couldn't tell if I was hitting the button or not because I couldn't feel my finger. And then all of a sudden I get shooting pain. I'm like, ah! So I ended up, this is the tournament I went, and I just forfeit. I played like one match, and I couldn't play it, and I said, I forfeit, I can't play anymore, and I went back to my hotel room, and I just sat there recording YouTube videos. So I flew all the way out to Atlanta to be in my final fighting game tournament, and I didn't even play in it. I forfeit, and I just played video games in the hotel room and uploaded videos all weekend instead. There it was. Super Street Fighter 2 HD Remake. The HD Remix was still there in 2011. Blaze Blue, Arcana Hearts 3, team tournaments, unofficial tournaments, Tekken 6, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Super Street Fighter 4, Guilty Gear XXAC, Melty Blood AA. That was the games in the tournament. Yes, the person who owns Final Round is an incredibly nice guy. One of the best tournament organizers ever, by the way. Pretty cool. Okay. Let's see here. No, that's the last one. We have like 3 more. So this was, I don't remember when this was. This is MagFest. You can find a ton of videos of me and John Rambo, and I believe it was both Howard and the guys from Respect the Pact and OJ. I don't remember if OJ came to that one, but MagFest in, I think, Virginia. I was a dealer at MagFest. It was early, I think it was early 2012, was it? I think it was early 2012. But I only went the once there. So there you go. And then we had Too Many Games 2012. I was supposed to go in 2011, but there was such a giant traffic jam that we showed up super late. But I ended up actually being there on time in 2012 as a guest, and I had a ballroom full of people, and people were coming to get stuff autographed. I was one of the featured guests. I was sitting right next to the Angry Video Game Nerd. Pretty cool. On the other side, it was something about a code to do something with the badge. I don't know. It's a code. You tell me if it's valid 12 years later. Go to town with it. Okay. And then lastly, and by the way, all of these have lanyards. Like this one says, HeyLolz.com, HeyLolz.com, daily video game humor. You tell me, is HeyLolz.com, does it still exist? Let's find out. Probably not. It does. It still exists. Wait a minute. Oh, they went out of business and came back. It says, you might be surprised to see HeyLolz online after such a long time. I apologize for the unceremonious end to the site in 2015. A lot happened in my life. Now we're doing stuff on the Video Game Fan Club. And that was posted in 2019. And I click on Video Game Fan Club. And this site has been defunct since 2020. Wow. So, yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. And anyway, like both versions of the site are completely defunct. So there, and then the last this is literally the last event I ever attended, which is sad because you would think it should be a good memory, which it was. It was a good event. But the last event I ever attended in person was Screw Attack Gaming Convention 2013. And I was a VIP featured guest. I had a panel. I had a vendor booth where we were selling stuff and showing off Project 7 and all of that. And I actually was in the finals of the Iron Man of Gaming tournament. I actually won the Street Fighter 4 tournament they had there. I did really well in NBA Jam. The only game I didn't do well in, I think I fucked up Tetris. But everything else I did really well in. And I was even on stage in the, at that point, HD remake of DuckTales on the NES, and I was playing that in the finals. So, pretty cool. Did they ask me to do a panel, says the Game Streaker? What do you mean? Did they ask me specifically? No. What happened is you would apply. They had online forums to apply, and I applied, and they accepted and had me as a guest. One of the guests. There's several guests. So anyway, that was many, many years ago. So that's my badge and lanyard collection. That was sitting on that lamp that I threw out. Well, that I'm going to throw out. That was sitting on the lamp for about 11, 12, 13 years, these badges. Just sitting there, these badges and lanyards. But it's time to move on. All right, we've reminisced on the show. We've looked at them all. Now it's time to move on, shall we? Okay. By the way, I received a tip. $2.25 tip. Someone says, why does it matter if we have inclusions in video games? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You have to rephrase in English. Okay. Thanks for the tip, though. All right. So, there you go. Now, to end the show, by the way, $70 of support already. So we're about halfway to getting another number added to our goals tally, which would be great if we hit 2. Hey, it would be great if we hit 7. Let's do that right now. Anyway. So, I gotta figure out where I want to put these. I actually have no idea where I want to put these. If I even want to keep them. Who knows? Maybe I should just get rid of them at this point, right? Probably. I mean, yeah, it's nice to remember, but these are all video documented anyway. What am I actually doing with these? It's a good question. Okay. Oh, there's more. Hold on. I deposited them in the circular file cabinet, if you know what I mean. Some people will get that. Okay. Anyway, good stuff. So here's the deal for the rest of the week. All right. Today, it's indie games. We're starting with Balatro because that's what you guys voted for. I hope it's good. I mean, it's nominated for Game of the Year. So you would think that Balatro is going to be good. I hope, right? Seriously, I really hope it will be. And then, depending on if you guys like it or not, we can keep playing it for the entirety of the stream, or we can mix it up and do something different. It's totally up to you guys. All right? Your call. And then, tonight, it is Microsoft Flight Sim on the late night stream, 6:15 p.m. Pacific time. Nice, chill gameplay. And remember, the way it works on Flight Sim streams, the biggest contributors pick where we go. So as we're starting gameplay, whoever's the top contributor at the time chooses our first flight destination. Just like you're making reservations, you're buying a ticket to fly somewhere. That's essentially what it is. And then we're going to keep doing that, as we move on over the course of the stream and see if we'll hit our goal tonight. It would be great if we did. We have before every stream, so we'll see if we hit it again. All right? Tomorrow is the release of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And before some people say it's already out, no, it's not. The only people who can play it right now bought the Super Deluxe Edition, which is like $80, $90, all right? Or people who got review codes. And I think what's happened is a lot of content creators actually got review codes over the course of the last week, and they were all playing it like Friday. Well, I didn't get a review code because I didn't ask for one. So I'm waiting till Monday when it actually releases to play it, and I'll be playing it all day long. FYI, rumor has it, it's incredibly good. It's seriously incredibly good. Everyone's saying it's basically Dishonored, but with no powers. You go around, you explore, there's side missions, there's all kinds of fun things to find. It's a really neat game. So I'm very excited to try it. I'm going to play it all day tomorrow. Okay. Then on Tuesday, hold on, bear with me while I bring up my schedule. So, because I've already forgot. Then on Tuesday, we're going to do a full stream of Stalker 2 for the first time in like a week. And then Tuesday night, we're going to try Marvel Rivals again. All right. And give it a shot. And we'll try new characters and stuff I haven't picked yet. And then Wednesday, we'll bring back Bloodborne for a daytime stream. And by the way, there's a very strong chance that on Wednesday, I might beat the main campaign. Because all we've got is the rest of the Nightmare of Mensis, which is the next area versus that boss who runs away. And then you've got the final climb up the staircase to fight the Margot's wet nurse, or is it Murgo? And then there's the final boss, but then there's the secret boss. I don't remember where you get the other umbilical cord pieces, so hopefully I can find them. I don't remember exactly where they are, but I want to do the final true boss, which is the moon presence. Okay? So that's going to happen this week. Then after that, we can decide, hey, do you guys want me to play the DLC or not? It's up to you. We'll see what you guys want. Okay? Now, on top of all of that, the other thing going on this week is there's this Path of Exile 2 game. Now, I'm going to be honest with all of you. I didn't know the game existed. Literally not a single one of you mentioned this game to me until Friday when it was out. And then you guys are like, why aren't you playing it? I'm like, I have no idea what you're even talking about. What is Path of Exile 2? Oh, it's a game that plays like Diablo. Well, I played Diablo 4. You guys didn't like it. You said it was boring. So what makes you think that a game that plays like Diablo is going to work on my stream? I'm confused. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because it's popular right now and everyone's playing it, so you should play it too. I hate to say that's just what it is. These games get popular out of nowhere. They get a push because, oh, it's the hot new PC game or whatever. And then all of a sudden, everyone wants me to play it. But then if I do, no one likes it. Like with Diablo 4, I was on the fence. I told you guys, I don't know if I should play it or not. But then you convinced me to play it. I started playing it. Everyone hated it. But I still finished it. You know, it's like, I don't know what to say. Like, certain games are good for this community and others don't work. I'm not convinced that Path of Exile 2 is going to be a game that you guys are going to want after one stream, you know? But if you want me to play it, I'll play it. Like, let me take a look. There it is. First of all, it's only early access. It's not actually the full game. And you guys outright told me not to get early access games. Did you not? You outright told me don't do that because the game's not finished. So if you play an early access game, you're essentially getting the game before it's completed, and you shouldn't do that. You outright told me that earlier this year when I tried to play Hades 2, right? So it's like, I don't know. I seem to get a lot of mixed messages, to be honest. Don't do early access. Don't even know what this game is. Then all of a sudden the game comes out and the gaming community says it's hype. So all of a sudden now everyone wants me to drop everything and play it. But what about everything else we're doing? Right? Early access is a new Kickstarter scam, says James. Well, here's the deal. All right. It's only $30. It's $29.99 because I'm not going to be getting the higher end packs. Okay. So if you guys really want me to play it, I'll play it. I don't care. I'm serious. It's $30. It's not a big deal. If you want me to play Path of Exile 2, I'll play Path of Exile 2. But we have to come to a determination fast. We have to figure it out. It ain't going to be today or tomorrow. The earliest it would be Tuesday. Because today we already got the indie games you guys have wanted. Tomorrow we're doing Indiana Jones all day. So we could do it on Tuesday. Okay? It's your call. Let's talk about it for the rest of today. Let's talk about it tomorrow. And if you guys want it on Tuesday, we'll do it as the day stream on Tuesday and see if it works. But I'm under the impression I'll get it. We'll play it one stream. Maybe that one stream there'll be some hype and support. And then after that, it's going to be just like Diablo, where people are going to be like, oh, it's too repetitive. It's the same thing over and over. It's not, you know what I mean? That's my take. I could be wrong. But if you guys didn't like the actual name brand, what makes you think that the other brand of the same thing is going to be better? I'm not convinced. This would be the equivalent that I played Street Fighter and you guys said we don't like Street Fighter, but then Tekken came out. You said, we'll play Tekken, but you didn't like Street Fighter. If you don't like 2D fighting games, you're still not going to like 2D fighting games. Even if it's another brand, it's still a 2D fighting game, right? So it's your call. I'll leave the game. That's the good thing, guys. This is what I've been telling you. This is why things are different, okay? It used to be, oh, well, I can't do it because I can't buy this game and then not play it because I can't afford it. I can afford it. I could buy it right now and play it, but I'll leave it in your court to decide if you want me to play this or not this week. And if that's the case, now, but here's the conundrum. Let's say I get Path of Exile 2. So now I'm going to be playing Indiana Jones, Path of Exile 2, Bloodborne, and potentially its DLC, Stalker 2, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Marvel Rivals all at the same time, which means I'm only going to be able to play them like once a week. And then everyone's going to be upset that I'm not playing the games enough, right? So I don't really know what else to say, in that regard. I don't. It's your call. You guys think about it. Let's see if you guys want me to play it or not in the next day or so. And if you want me to, yeah, I'll play it. Okay? Yeah, you say Bloodborne's almost done, but a lot of people want me to do the DLC, Fed Roger. They've been outright saying, I hope you're going to do the DLC because you've only done it once, and that's like the most challenging part of the game, Oh, excuse me. Iron Chef Sakai, I respect your opinion, but you have to understand that it's just your opinion. When you say things like, oh, you've played Bloodborne 4 times over, it's boring, it's directly contradictory to what the audience does. The audience shows up for Bloodborne, engages with Bloodborne, and supports Bloodborne. They love it. I don't know what else to tell you. The Bloodborne streams have done incredibly well. So even though you personally don't like it, you're spamming the chat saying you find it boring and you want other games. It doesn't really help. Okay? Spawn Killer did a super chat. Okay, Spawn Killer did a $2 super chat. I missed it. How was your day off? It was incredibly busy. It was my wife and I running around doing stuff that we wanted to do, but it was so many people and there was so much traffic that it wasn't nearly as fun as we had hoped. Like, we're in the midst of the busy Christmas shopping season, okay? And this season is so busy. There's like a ridiculous amount of people out. So, for example, we wanted to look for either a small Christmas tree or some more Christmas decor. There was one store, we walked into the store, okay? It was so full of people. We were like, there's no way. There's no way we'll actually be able to, like, look in here and do anything without a whole bunch of stress and problems. Another store that we went to is a store that traditionally I get, like, food for, like, my marathon, my Christmas marathon. I would go in there and get, like, a traditional a Christmas treat or seasonal treat from, like, another country, and I would try it out during my Christmas marathon event. We went in there, and, like, all I wanted to do was get that Panettone that I showed you. I had to, like, fight my way through crowds of people to get to the aisle where the Panettone was, just to get it, and then it took, like, a long time to check out. I was like, damn. It sucked because we wouldn't go out on a weekend, but it just so happened that was the only time we could. Like, we couldn't go earlier in the week. So because of that, it really sucked. Like, it wasn't as good of a day out as we had wanted. We did some fun stuff. We did some fun stuff. All right. We had some good food, but it was disappointing that sadly we couldn't just have a relaxing and fun day to ourselves, which is what we wanted. Like, another thing, there's a video arcade near us, okay, that we really like. It's a bowling alley video arcade. We haven't been there in years, and we loved doing it pre-COVID. And then when COVID hit, it kind of screwed everything up, and we stopped doing stuff like that consistently. So we've been talking about going back to it for a long time, and we were considering we would do it yesterday. And then when we saw how many people were out, we were like, we can't do that. Like, there's just too many people. There's too many people out there who are going to hinder our experience. So it really sucked. What can you do? But we did a few things that were fun, but it was, for the most part, not a very notable day to talk about. I wish, but no, not really. What's it called? Round One, I think it's called. Round One. It's at our local mall. It's a bowling alley, arcade, ticket games, all that kind of stuff. How many old ladies did I knock over to get the Panettone? Several. I put down my shoulder like a linebacker, and I just plowed through like this. The bodies were flipping and flying everywhere to get the Panettone, of course. No, see, normally we would have gone on like the middle of the week. That's our day off usually, remember? We were taking Wednesdays off and stuff, but now all of our schedules have been thrown for a loop. You know, her schedule's literally different every single week. So it's not consistent enough for us to be able to plan it out and be like, oh yeah, let's go on a weekday. We couldn't. Like we wanted to go out on a weekday this week and we couldn't. Couldn't make it happen. So it looks like Balatro is what we're checking out. This is the game that's nominated for Game of the Year. So obviously I'm trusting all of you that it's good. Now I bought it, but apparently it didn't install. Wait, what? It says I didn't get it. Yes, I did. I swear I bought it. I guess I didn't. But it's okay because I can get it right now, plus Slay the Spire for $7. Yeah. No, it says one of the 2 items you already have in your library. It says I already have it, but then there's no button. Balatro is already in your Steam library. Oh, here we go. Install. Got it. Okay. Never mind. It's installing right now. I thought I had it. I was like, what? So that's installing. What was the other one? Coin Game. And then Killer Frequency. Is this it? The Coin Game? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. The Coin Game. I'm installing all these games, and then Killer Frequency is the 3rd one. I want them all installed. There it is. What the hell is going on? Oh. Oops, I must have had Killer Frequency installed. But I can't get out of it. Can I quit the game? Please? Hello? Quit the desktop. There we go. I didn't realize it was installed. Ooh, Killer Frequency actually uses your mic? That's neat. I have a mic. I have a mic that works with my PC, so I can now use any game that needs voice communication, like for the game. Like, remember last year we were doing Phasmophobia, and I didn't have it? I have it now. So now I'd be able to do that aspect. Cool. I didn't even realize I had that installed. All right. I received a $1 tip. Someone says, if you didn't do YouTube, what job would you do? I have no idea. Because I told you, in my youth, originally I wanted to do computer programming. I went to college for that, but the college was awful. The teacher was atrocious and didn't know how to teach. He was one of those guys who's like really a real nerdy, book smart guy, but he had no way to relay to you how to do things in the real world. So I sat there, you know, listening to everything he had to say and learned absolutely nothing. So after like 2 semesters of that, I had enough. I said, fuck this. I'm never going to learn computer programming from this fucking, you know, nudnik. So after that, I went into business and I was a finance major and I got my degree. And after I got out of college, there were no jobs that would hire me because they all wanted experience. How could I have experience if I was in college? So they all, you know, there's nothing I could do. So I ended up working for a bank for a year. Then I found out they were a predatory lender. Then I worked on a Best Buy business team for a year. And then they went out of business. So then finally, I ended up at a helicopter company for about 4.5 years. And then they basically downscaled and laid me off. So after all of that, I had no clue what I was going to do with my life, but I had already been a YouTuber for a bit. You know, I already had a following on YouTube, and I just said, hey, I'll see if I can make this work, and there you go. Since then, I've been a YouTuber. I literally have absolutely no clue what I would have done with my life if the YouTube thing hadn't panned out. There's no way to tell either, you know. Kind of uncertain, you know, what I wanted to do. FYI, what I wanted to do was I wanted to make enough money on YouTube that eventually I could do other things. Like my dad had recommended, hey, make enough money, save it up, and go get a franchise. Go buy a Subway. Go buy a freaking Burger King. You know, open your own franchise and now hire people to run it for you. And now you have money coming in that's investments that you don't have to worry about because you made enough money. And I thought about that. Like, I thought I wanted to open a restaurant of some sort. You know, Italian restaurant or something like that would have been really neat. But but it never happened. You know, I never really made enough money. My priority was to move out of Connecticut because I hated living in Connecticut. I just wanted to get out of there. And then ever since I moved out of Connecticut, I essentially just got stuck. Yeah, I just got stuck. Basically doing, you know, YouTube, and I didn't have any money. You know, I spent so much money to move out here in 2014. I overspent. I went into massive debt to furnish the house and the business and all of that. And I never was able to pay it back. You know, I got into a really bad situation with, you know, I was making one amount of money, which was a huge amount of money, and it all went away because of trolling and fucked up stuff where my channel tanked, you know? And there's things I could have done. I mean, we talked about this a million times. There's things I could have done that would have fixed it. I could have become a more interactive streamer earlier. I could have changed my content up, but I was just stuck in my ways of making this certain kind of content. And sadly, that kind of content declined in popularity on YouTube. And I became this meme of being a negative clown on the internet for a decade. So it is what it is, right? I mean, hell, it took me how long just to be able to upgrade my setup? Now at least I have a professional setup, and I can do whatever I want on streams every day, right? That's cool. That finally I had that freedom. Okay. So, all right. So these are installed now. So it looks like we'll start with Balatro and see if it's any good. If you guys like it, we'll play it all stream. If not, if you want to see me switch over to something else, I'd be willing to do that. Either Killer Frequency or Coin Game. Both look fun as well. So we could do whatever you want. We'll see. Like I said, I have the microphone right there. I just got to plug it in to the USB hub there and get going with that. And there you go. All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you so very much. So, today, the new goal system has been announced. We're already more than halfway to counting one towards our new goal. Remember, every 10, we're going to do a DSP Tries It. Every 50, we're going to do kind of an interim goal, whether that be a marathon or a, you know, a viewer's choice event. And every 100 is the big goal. And right now, the big goal is the full Stellar Blade playthrough. The sooner you contribute, the more you contribute, the faster we can get your rewards. All right? So please consider it. Thank you to those who already have. And today, we're going to have some fun flexibility with indie games. Okay? All right, everyone, thank you so very much. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the Level 1 Podcast. Tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be talking about how these indie games went and, you know, how our day of progress went. Did we hit any goals? Did we add to it? What else is going on, right? Good stuff. Thank you all. Great day ahead, and I shall see you tomorrow. Peace out, my friends.